Welcome back, guys, to Final Fantasy XVI, The Rising Tide, where last episode, with Leviathan out of control, we were forced to head to the surge to face Walias in battle, as Clive brought forth Ifrit and fought against the raging waters in our most dangerous iconic battle yet, managing to prevail to bring the baby back to its family, free from his imprisonment at last. With new quests having appeared after the DLC's story conclusion, we now start clearing them. So, 4 quests have appeared. 4 quests for us to do. Let's start checking things out in the area, shall we?
I think I might have found a way to break Thalaos' curse.
Go on.
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely-looking tome in the library, I learned that not all Tonberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe. Apparently, a chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folktales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the Tonberry Kings, who weave the curses, and that their magics bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes. Though I doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short, but it may also be Thalaos' only hope. What say you?
I will.
I'll do it. Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Mysidia will be a safer place for its removal.
Thank you.
So then, where will I find it?
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fanet, you were the one asking about Tonberries, right? Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak.
What? But why would they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out. I'll head up the mountain and see what's going on.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
I mean, the situation, the whole area has changed. Why wouldn't monsters move? It's just barely outside. And that side as well. No wonder you've got the door shut.
Bloody beastmen. They're always up to something or other.
I thought you had it locked, so I thought I had to ask you to open it. That's not that many.
Found her. They're almost at the gate. But they won't be coming any closer.
What Tonberries? What Tonberries?
That should buy Haven some time at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Thalaos, he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tonberry King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Thalaos. I'm going up.
My thanks. I shall pray for both of you.
That's a fair bit away, so I may as well bring you into peril as well, Ambrosia. Oh, there's Tonberries everywhere.
More of them. Come on then. I crave an audience with your king.
Seems everyone is quite willing to fight that first Tonberry on their own. I'll leave them to it. I'm gonna say, the Leviathan's pretty good for sorting these out. They weren't gonna let me get to their king easy, were they? Where is said king?
They don't look very regal.
I wonder if it's going to be the same size as the other big ones we've seen or not. Works, it works, right? No need to change your winning formula. There's a chest here. Reflection of Fire Phoenix Shift. I wonder what these quests are going to lead us into. The fact that we had to complete the main story first before even more content's unlocked. Now, of course, when this was announced, they said this would be a 10-hour DLC. So we shouldn't even be like halfway. Or we should be about halfway at this point. No more, really. So we'll have to see what that supposed 10 hours even is like. Maybe we end up having to face down the entirety of Tonberry royal family.
Of the king. Could Fanad have been wrong?
Oh, there's another pathway back here we haven't even taken.
There's dozens of them. The king must be close. But we'll have to take care of his followers first.
What?
Now that's a lot of Tonberries.
I guess this is the Tonberry cave. It's fine then, I'll create this wall of water so that I can walk in using it, you know what I mean? Tonberry's behind me, isn't there? Nice sneak attack, buddies.
It's over.
Good pincer.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
Indeed. Hey, it's that place that I couldn't go through earlier, but I could look through and see, oh, that's the other side of the path that I thought I could see, like down here. Nope, it's not. Actually, I think you'll find that it's in the light.
Well, I'll be damned.
The Tonberry King is here. Oh no, doesn't tell us what rank it is. It could insta-kill us.
It even has a crown. Sorry, Your Majesty.
Even straight up disappears.
Here.
What? Everyone's grudge? Oh, no, not everyone's grudge. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why am I killing Tonberries? That's how you build everyone's grudge, surely. That would be the worst possible thing. Well, this ain't gonna kill it, I can tell you that. I'm gonna get fairly close to doing so, though. Hopefully your grudge isn't that bad anymore. Stop that with everyone's grudge. No one needs a grudge. Now please die over there, separate from everything else that's going on. No, stop using everyone's grudge. I'm worried about what this is going to do. This looks like even more Tonberries are appearing.
You lose.
Phew. No grudges. If the grudge holder's dead. A notched tang. For a Tonberry, a creature driven by its pure, unadulterated hate for those who have slain his brethren, a sharp blade is ultimately a gauge of his commitment. The more honed its edge, the more honed the killer's intent. Attained by defeating the Tonberry King.
It's done. Which means the curse should be broken. Let's see how Thalaos doing.
I didn't even know why that's covered in blood when I think about it. I didn't get hit once.
Clive! Is it done then?
It is. I was going to ask if there had been any change in Thalaos' condition, but judging by that smile on your face, I think I already know the answer.
You do? Thalaos! He's back!
Thank you, my lord. I can never repay you for everything you've done for me. I owe you my life.
I'm just glad the curse is lifted. There is one thing I'd like to know, though. If you don't mind my asking. What made you seek the Tonberry's help in the first place?
Oh, that... well, you deserve to know. It was years ago now, back in my trading days. The Sons of Greek arrested me in Oriflamme, chained me up in a lightless cell with a great sword hung over my head, ready to fall if I didn't confess. Though they never said to what. I didn't, of course. So eventually they just let me go. And I never told a soul. Tried to forget it ever happened. But then you came along and the sight of your sword brought it all flooding back. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't hardly breathe, and I thought that if I gave my old chain to the Tonberries, maybe they could take all that pain away. All that anger. But it only made it worse.
Oriflamme has fallen. And the men who tortured you likely fell with it.
If only I'd known, I might have spared everyone a lot of trouble. I'd convinced myself that you were like them, that all outsiders were the same, but you're not. Far from it. Thank you, son. Thank you.
Clive, there's something I need to tell you. After we parted ways on the path to the cloak, I went straight back to Thalaos and explained to him what you were doing on his behalf. And just like that, his pain began to fade.
What do you mean? Just like that? The Tonberry King would have still been alive. I had to contend with dozens of his minions before I found him.
Then perhaps one of them warned him of your coming and he broke off his ritual. Or perhaps knowing that an outsider was fighting for him was what lifted the weight from Thalaos' heart. I know from experience that many illnesses are not wholly physical, but of the spirit, at least in part.
Was there ever really a curse then? Or was Thalaos simply suffering from the pain of his memories? And the guilt of what he'd done? For all the difference it makes. I suppose we'll never know.
Maybe not. But this much I do know. It was your strength and your selflessness that healed his heart in the end.
I'll be sure to tell my healer friend when I get home.
But you made me commit regicide. It better have been the solution. Or Calcum is obtained. Ooh.
Thalaos back to his old self. No trace of his pain remains. And it's all thanks to you.
You saved my life, son. I swear to you that I will never go near those Tonberries again.
You better not.
What is it you want?
Right, even though we got Orichalcum, etc., there's nothing to actually make from it at this point in time, so we'll see if any of these other quests might lead to something of that.
Hey,
We'll just have to
mister,
find out.
over here.
I don't know if this kid will be it, though. Kid, do you know the schematic for the legendariest of weapons?
Please, mister, you've got to help us. The village is in danger, and if someone doesn't do something... you should have seen it.
Stop. Take a deep breath and tell me everything. Starting with your name.
Sorry. My name's Eirik. When you went up to the Air of Hours with Miss Shula, I followed you.
You could have been killed.
Lady Shula told us you lot were great warriors, so I thought I'd be alright if I stayed close like. But then I lost track of you in the woods, and that's when I saw it.
Saw what?
A great, big, dripping, drooling monster. Spitting out great spouts of water it was, that were tearing up the ground and cutting down trees.
Spouts of water. I don't recall seeing anything like that in the forest.
Well, I did, and I don't ever want to see it again. You'll get rid of it, won't you?
All right. If this creature is as terrible as you claim, it could well pose a threat to the village. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, mister. It was over by the Swift one that I saw it. Maybe it's still there.
Then that's where I'll start my search. But this time, you're going to stay here. Understood?
I wouldn't go through those gates for 1,000 gil. Not with that thing out there. Good luck, though.
What about 20? So it seems for the most part we are finding a ton of monster-based kill quests. Ready to do, and it's right next to Riversmeet, so we can just warp our way there. Is it a giant crab or something?
Is that the hunter?
Well, he seems to be fine. I'll just leave him alone.
It's you. Nasev's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
No. All I heard was a noise. An ear-splitting din.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us.
It's just Toidles.
You've caused enough trouble.
To be fair, I probably should have known. Oh, I've been yet. And I missed. I'm not getting Zantetsuken anytime soon then. It's great, this, oh no, it does hit the armor actually, now I look at it, but it breaks him down super fast. What the hell? Until I ran out. I'm not gonna have it up in time.
You're finished.
It's just Toidles. But it can't be just a turtle, right?
Well, that wasn't too bad. Hardly a threat to the village, but you can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
That thing? Not a chance. Would have heard it coming a league away. And the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village sent me in search of a beast that could conjure such things, but
That's it. That's the noise I heard. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
I'll go. You head back to Haven and see a healer.
You keep your wits about you, all right? You don't want to end up like me.
It's not that far on from our position, so let's get moving. Could call Ambrosia, but oh, it's in that nice clear area. That makes a lot of sense when you think about it. There's too nice and too built out an area to not be anything, while it was considerably not anything when we passed through it. Oh, there's crabs.
What do we have here?
They're dead. Turtles are dead. You didn't even see that in the corner before. The hell? Reflection of light, wings of light. I guess I've got to inspect things. Pile of dead crabs.
Found her. Something's been busy. Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having ours. Stay close, Torgal. Where are you?
Thalaos.
Another fragment of Wallius's rage. I should have known. Time to put you to
Weirdly,
bed
I
too.
thought I'd be able to get through the gap. Oh, you can get through the gap. I must have just very slightly clipped it. Well, I thought I dodged both of them, and I obviously didn't. Oh, this is gonna suck.
Nice try. Too slow. Nice try.
4-on-4 isn't usually the way, but it's going to only go for close range, then we should be good. By me navigating. Oh, you skate flare. No. No. Incorrect. I think it's gonna live. Tried to use lock instead there, but failed. You know, what if I just leave? Is that fine?
There's a good boy.
That combination of attacking and blocking and just having attacked just a little bit too soon for you to actually be able to dodge out of it properly. Oh, you did it that way around? I mean, that makes sense actually. What? That's the wrong way. Point blank's point blank. That'll do the job. We level up. 52. And got some aqueous membrane, whereas most wings, when removed from the body of their respective owners, tend to grow hard and leathery over the course of a few days. The feather-like wings of the Thalaos appear to indefinitely retain an inexplicable, almost frightening amount of moisture.
Fingers crossed that's the last of them. Either way, I should let Eirik know the danger is past. For now, at least.
And that there's actually just a full load of less enemies. So you're even safer than before. Did a public service at the same time.
How many times do we have to tell you? You're not to go out into the woods alone.
But I wasn't alone. You're back.
So? Did you find the fiend that attacked me and young Eirik here?
I did. It won't be troubling you anymore.
Yes. I knew you'd get it.
Only because you warned me of its existence. Not that you should ever have learned of its existence, but all's well that ends well, I suppose.
What was it anyway?
A manifestation of Leviathan's power. When we visited Wallius in the Surge, he was angry and afraid. The Icon summoned these creatures for his protection. Though why one would be wandering the ruins of Riversmeet, I don't know.
Maybe it was looking for his mum. That's where she died, isn't it? The falls.
The Falls?
Aye. When they took her baby, she threw herself off the top. We go there once a year to pay our respects. The whole village.
An Eggy is a part of its master's spirit, but Wallius wouldn't have been aware of what had happened to his mother, would he?
Well, either way, you did us a favor putting that thing to rest. Us and Wallius. Thank you.
Aye. Thanks, mister.
I mean, it's been a long time and it's got superpowers. That baby could know a lot more than you think.
It was supposed to be me catching the beasts of the forest unawares, not the other way around. Just
When I grow up, I want to be a mighty warrior like you. I'm going to train with the sword every day. Inside the village walls, like.
Yeah, well, you should stop cutting off the hunter friend. It's
So
dialogue.
sorry for all the trouble I put you to.
Who in their right mind would turn into Tonberries for help? You're telling me? Telling me indeed. Oh, you've got a quest too. I should probably leave you for last.
My lord, might I have a moment of your time? I would beg of you a service.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right in thinking Lady Shula told you about the witch from the north?
Yes. She said that your ancestors found her here, and that it was she who taught them the spell to stop time. She was like Wallius, you know. A dominant. The Warden of Ice.
My great-grandmother suspected as much. She cared for the poor woman when the end was near. And it was she whose duty became to attend her grave. A duty that was passed down to me.
I see. And the service you would beg of me?
Well, until recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. But when our woodsmen finally found time to move it, we quickly realized it might have been better had they not. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, we discovered that a flock of bloodthirsty beasts had claimed the cliffs beyond. None of us was a match for them. But you, my lord, have proven your strength many times over. Would you drive them away for us?
Of course. I'll see the path is made safe.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called Witch Drop. To reach it, one must turn left at the Winged Wains, then follow the path around to the right, deep into the forest.
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village, and it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed away, my great-grandmother had a stone erected for her on the cliffs overlooking the place she once called home.
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present. Left at the ships, then round to the right, you said.
Just so. Thank you once again, my lord. I will join you at the grave anon.
Alright, something I haven't been yet then, so we end up going to new areas entirely. Just have to hope nothing's really in our way to get there. There's crabs and spiders. They've joined forces, everything with many legs. This is the correct direction, right?
This should be the path to Witch Drop. Hungry, Torgal.
Why is Torgal hungry? Why are you asking if Torgal's hungry? And this arena was so round that it looked like something was supposed to ambush me here, but seemingly not. No.
And here's our welcoming party.
Evil chocobos. Chronoraptors. Oh my god, it's a blooming griffin. I thought I'd just be able to sidestep that weirdly, I don't know why. Might be more behind this guy, so I don't know if I want to go in this heavy. Random griffin attack?
Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave?
Just a few foes in our way? Nothing more? I doubt that somehow.
That's better.
Ooh, it's a pretty place. Maybe it was just that.
This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
Ise. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither the time nor the energy to devote to a more elaborate memorial. Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her home.
She lived down there then? In the ruins?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. There were priests, handmaidens, and a knight sworn to shield her from harm. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived, fled or dead in the Western Wars.
All except Ise, who remained till the end. Alone.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Shula and myself. Some years after Ise's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave, and found a stranger kneeling before it. A knight, dressed head to toe in plate. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for Ise, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence. Then he left, never to be seen again.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold?
Do you know something of him?
When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a knight in full plate. It manifested in front of the Vare, and in its ether, I felt Shiva, the witch.
You think this may have been the same man my great-grandmother met? Ise's knight?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit? What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare? Perhaps his spirit too became enraveled in her spell, frozen in an eternal vigil.
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was Ise's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be with his lady once more. And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
It's weirdly all we want for you. Beyond the grave, another silver penning is claimed.
Thank you, my lord, for reuniting them.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just didn't know.
When did you get so big?
So let's pet my Shiva's attendant, eh? Well, that leaves one quest left in this region, but Still at least one more area for us to reach where we don't want to go down there because the things down there are scary. So let's see how much of a runtime this has further past its main story now that we have Gun Leviathan and more. But that will have to be done next time, for I will call a conclusion for our first session here. Though that quest there probably looks to be something big, considering it's with our main character kind of the expansion Rising Tide itself. So while we may have hit a ending screen, we'll see what exactly more there is. Maybe it's just one quest. Maybe that's all I'm leaving it on. That'd be hilarious. But somehow I doubt it, because let's put it this way. You'd want to try and do the last boss again now you've got Leviathan, see if there's a change. But actually, I kind of doubt it. I very much doubt that they've added an addition to that fight, because you've got Leviathan based on... I just feel that's how the story's supposed to go. And of course, our foe itself didn't care about Leviathan. So with no gear to be upgraded still at this point in time, we obviously will be able to upgrade some more stuff in the future. Or, you know, we could just buy the better stuff over here if we wanted. But we will continue on because there's definitely more equipment to get with the orichalcum, etc. I've been getting, surely. So we'll find out more next time on Final Fantasy XVI The Rising Tide, where the main story may be over, but there might be more to come. I'll see you guys then for more. Until then, I say, bye-bye.